Coming up on Adventures of an Old Sea Dog. Today it's lovely and sunny and I'm busy getting my stuff ready. I've got cameras in there, gear here. I'm going on Expedition Teddy Bear. On a hike in the bush in search of something special. Something I don't normally do, walking. I'm on a hike, yeah. I don't do hiking, but today is a special day. You think you're fit when you're on a boat, but you don't get that cardiovascular thing going, which is what I need. I can't talk to you and walk at the same time. I've got enough wind in my body for that. I always wondered how these islands got their water. Now I know. Oh, listen to that. Right, I'm getting into the area where I think what I'm looking for is nearby. And that involves not only watching where I put my feet, but I have to check what's above me. Is there a special reason? I'm getting excited. Magnetic Island has live teddy bears. Yes, I'm not joking. Others had left signs on the trail to help people that were coming up behind them, and this is where it pointed, and there in the tree was a teddy bear. A koala. Fluffy adorableness, I think you'll agree. But unfortunately, out here in the wild, koalas just sleep. That's all they do, and all I saw was really rear ends of koala bears. Hello, Mr. Koala. Hello. Hello, Mr. Koala. Hello. Then I saw the steps of death. I hate steps. Hiking and steps. No. Pizza, beer. Yes. Big boulder. More steps. Don't normally do Second World War stuff on this channel, but this is history. I should have brought a torch with me. I didn't know I was going to be in a bunker. Hello. Halfway around the world looking for love. Been so low on my journey. Takes me to places I've never been. If you haven't bought it yet, go buy my single, Halfway. It's on Amazon, Apple and everywhere. It's out there. What was also out there was this view. And for those of you who want some sailing, don't worry, there's some sailing coming up in the video. Quick mention about this is from the Second World War. Not a lot of people know, but Australia was actually attacked, and this is an old gun emplacement from the time. Apparently, so I'm told, as soon as the war ended, some people came up here to check it out and the guns had gone. And nobody knows to this day what happened to them. And they were big guns. These things could fight. The range of this was 18 miles. There was a big gun. Okay, back on the trail. Knees don't let me down now. The views here are absolutely stunning. If you think of Australia as deserts and flies and dust and, you know, all that kind of stuff you see in the movies, no. Think again. Look at this place. The southern island of New Zealand knocked me out. I mean, that was one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in the world. And I gotta say, this comes a close second, for sure. It is stunning. And I thought that was the top. I was wrong. There's a bit more to climb. I think this is it. This, I was told, was an old command centre dating from the same time as the gun emplacements down below. And then more steps, but these ones are metal and they led up to the roof. That's Horseshoe Bay. Somewhere down there is the boat. It's actually just behind that hill on the right. So far, remarkably, my bad leg had been holding up really well, but I decided it was time to go back down to sea level and this beautiful beach. My travels brought me to a beach, which is where I didn't want to be. It's miles from anywhere. I'm not lost, I know where I am, but you can't travel by road or anything. This is just pathways. And I've got about another 3 kilometers to walk on 1.5 legs that I have these days. So here we go. Now we're really going off-road. It's the sort of place you want to be careful to note where you are at any time. Ooh, some beautiful birds and stuff. But yeah, you don't want to get lost in this stuff. At last I found a place that suits my haircut. I just heard kookaburras. Somewhere in there are kookaburras. There. I've got to go and find those guys. Now I actually am a bit lost. And I don't mind. This is a great place to be lost in. As long as I don't get eaten. Find the kookaburras. Thought I was alone. We got tourists. Oh no! And more tourists. This is a bit rough and ready, this place. I was beginning to feel the strain and the pain. This was a long way up, more steps, and I had to get over this huge hill that's full of jungly-wungly stuff to get back home to the beach. Back on my side of the island, it felt good to have achieved such a long walk, but I was all in for the day. It was nice to be back near home. Squeaky! This is my new friend.
This is Robert from Mauritius.
There you go. And yeah, that's his classic dinghy. Yeah. Awesomeness.
Yeah, it is a classic, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Well,
Cheers.
that was on the boat when I bought it.
I learnt to row in one of these.
Did ya?
My grandfather had a boat in the Isle of Man in England.
Oh yeah?
Or the little island off England.
Oh, okay.
And this was his dinghy, and I learnt to row. That's why I first rowed in this.
Amazing.
A couple of days later, after a good rest, it's benign now. It was very, very windy yesterday. Getting blown, and the boat was just booyah! So I stayed on the boat all day. My friend over there, that's Ron and his Westsail 32. He's turned up. He's one of my Bundy buddies from Bundaberg. Nice to see him again. Don and Keisha have just come back here. They had to go somewhere else for a couple of days. They're back. He had a bad trip coming in here. He said it was really nasty coming in last night. I was hunkered down in the boat. Meantime, I got some banging noise, and I think it's the rudder that's got some wear in it on the hydrovane, and I've got a fix I think might work. There's some wear on the rudder. It's made out of high impact rubber kind of stuff. And you can see it's moving about on the shaft, and I thought I could pack it out using something from the galley, basically knives, a couple of knives from the galley, but I don't think it's going to work. Bummer. It was just a very, very big gust and it literally blew Squeaky off the deck. Luckily she didn't go over the side, and after a short space of time I managed to get the place sorted out. Unpredictable weather can be a real pain. 1 minute it's beautiful, nice, then a bit of windy, then all of a sudden gusts enough to blow your dinghy off the deck. But there is one casualty. I did have 2 flip-flops in this boat. That's only one. Ah, right, okay. The other one's obviously gone swimming somewhere. Months of dirty laundry on my boat, and I have no clean clothes to wear, so I'm here. I found a place of laundry in the middle of the bush, and I've got so much I've got to use not one but 2 machines. Like everything else around here, it's all operated by card. Anyway, I've got it all going. It's 2 machines, I mean 2 dryers later. Right, they have koalas here apparently. This is an incredible place. The only way I can describe this place is like glam camping meets hippies. It's a glam hippiness. It is cool. Being a lover of classic vehicles, it kind of made my day to find this just sitting there all by itself, an old bus. This is awesome. Look at the palms they've got. Everything seems to be big in Australia, including the palms. Except for this fellow. They said it was a crocodile. A guy was talking about crocodile, but it looked more like an alligator to me. A narrower face. What do you think? And then another sleeping teddy bear. Apparently that was part of an organised tour. I crashed it. I wasn't going to wait for the next one. Yeah, and I think there's only one koala in and we saw him, he was asleep, so that'll do. Get my laundry done, that's the most important thing for me. I love the sound that kookaburras make, and we'd heard them earlier on in the video, but this was actually getting up close and personal. But they didn't want to play ball. No, they were friendly, but not that friendly. And then I found one on his own, and I tried to talk to him. I look a fool, come on, say something. Better go back to the wash house and check my laundry. Okay, all done. This is the main problem of sailing, is getting clothes washed on a proper sailboat, because washing machines don't belong on sailing boats and pineapple does not belong in pieces. That rule you have to know. Alright, we're finally, after about I think 2 weeks of sheltering from dreadful weather, out of Magnetic Island and Horseshoe Bay. It's been a pleasurable stay, I have to say. Nice people, and I was made welcome, and my buddies were there, Ron and Don, and Keisha the dog. Ron is ahead of me. Don and Keisha are back there. They've got things to do on the island still. Hopefully catch up with me later. Said goodbye this morning and we're off and out. We're going to go to a place called Palm Island tonight if I make it, or I might just keep going, I don't know yet. We've only got 3 days of wind and then it's going to get calm, so I'm trying to get up to a place called Cairns. You may have heard of it or not. It's one of the last sort of city kind of places in this part of Australia. After that we're into nowhere land, and it's the last stop off to get food, fuel and water. Right, okay, so we're good now. And I hate to, I always say this, I hated to leave, I wanted to stay. Taking the strain, baby. She's all over the place. been a rolly passage all the way across to the Palm Islands, which is where I'm approaching at the moment. Yes, not the best, but a peaceful trip. The first part was a bit yuck, but settled into it, and we've been steering using a wind vane all the way across. These are the waves coming up behind us. I say waves, it's swell, it's not quite a wave. Difficult to tell as always on the camera, but it's about 2 meters, maybe a little bit more at times. Not far to go. There's a friend in front of me, a guy called Ray, who I met the other night, who watches the videos. So he's a fellow ex-Brit, so we'll see, and he likes a beer. Okay, that's enough. That's rubbish, rubbish. I can't find the off. Got some islands on my port side. I got to slip in between them, a reef, and the big island on my starboard side. Well, we're coming to the end of the island, and then we go around it, and I'm hoping on the other side we'll lose this swell. I really could do without this swell. I was talking to my new friend Ray on the boat that's in front of me the other night, and he agreed that, you know, for the last uncountable weeks, uncountable, that's a good word, it's just been rolling. It wears you down. It wears you down. It really does. It makes you tired. Constant movement all the time, noise. Right. Put a cup of tea on. I need a cup of tea. You can tell you're close to land when you look at the foreground and see it sliding past the background, if you see what I mean. You can see that moving along there. It's real close. It had been a long day, so going around the headland and seeing this was fantastic. A nice and restful anchorage. My right was Ron in his Westsail 32, and on the other side, Ray, in what is actually a wooden boat. All the sails down, the day was at an end, time to relax. It was a couple of hours after I put in here. I don't even know what this place is called. It's Palm Island, or around the back of Palm Island or something. Yeah, it's actually Aboriginal land, which is quite interesting. And I haven't seen any people yet, and I won't be going ashore. This is just basically a stopover for the night. I'm on a mission to get further north. But this, I just wanted to say that this is so beautiful here. The wind has finally stopped after the last 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe more, of constant wind, constant swell with the boat rocking all over the place. Finally it has stopped. Finally. It is dead quiet here. I'm just waving to Uncle Ron over there. Ron! It's beautiful. No rolling, no wind. I'm just filming you.
Oh, thank you.
That's all right, my pleasure. I said I'd buy that boat off him when he's finished with it. It's a Westsail 32, it's beautiful. I guess he was doing the same as I'm doing, just checking the boat. Ray, he's an ex-Brit, lives in New Zealand and is just touring around his boat here in Australia. It's nice to have friends when you're going along. You stop and there's somebody that you know. It's great, especially when you're by yourself as a lone sailor. It makes all the difference. So yeah, it's all good. A nice little sail, bumpy, but had the head sail up alone, was doing 4-5 knots, surfing down some waves, all good stuff. I've had an anchor beer and I've started to cook some food for tonight, so that'll be it. Tomorrow we'll see what happens next. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and many thanks to my wonderful patrons for helping keep this channel going for so long. Thank you so much. For real-time updates you can find me here. Until next time, take care of yourselves and we'll be back with more adventures of an old sea dog.